So Elizabeth Warren recently came out and made a statement about the Trump administration charging Julian Assange under the Espionage Act, and I'll read to you verbatim what she said. So, she said that Assange is a bad actor who has harmed U.S. national security and he should be held accountable. But Trump should not be using this case as a pretext to wage war on the First Amendment and go after the free press who hold the powerful accountable every day. So I like what she said in that second part of it. The first part is a little troubling. What exactly should Julian Assange be held accountable for? How did he harm the national security of the United States? All he did was release classified documents that were, leaked to him or given to him by Chelsea Manning that exposed, war crimes, the collateral murder video that showed U.S. military helicopter pilots gunning down civilians as well as Reuters journalists, and then coming back to do the same thing to murder first responders at the scene. So I don't know what exactly Elizabeth Warren is talking about with referring to how Julian Assange has harmed our national security. So that's a little troubling, and it also, it kind of makes sense in a way, to me at least, because Warren has somewhat of a mixed, she's somewhat of a mixed bag as far as, things around, national security and the military-industrial complex go. So, I think she's, just maybe trying to hedge her bets, so she's able to maybe court voters who think that Assange should be, persecuted no matter what, even though he is a journalist. Even so, the First Amendment, this is something that's also very important to realize. The First Amendment just doesn't protect quote unquote journalists. There's not a license to become a journalist. It protects everybody's free speech. So these news outlets or these mainstream media sources who are saying, oh, well, Julian Assange isn't actually a journalist, that's all bullshit. It's, there's no test, there's no license to become a journalist. It's protecting freedom of speech. So anybody has that right, has that right to be protected under the First Amendment if you're a journalist, if you're a quote-unquote journalist or not. So, but, so just looking at her statement again, how is he a bad actor? I don't know, is that maybe in reference that, I guess, I heard there were some DMs leaked several years ago leading up to the 2016 election where there's some DMs leaked from Assange saying that he did want Trump to get elected. Maybe that has something to do with it because, WikiLeaks did release the information about, about the corrupt practices within the DNC, how they were basically just another wing of the Clinton campaign, how, CNN and Donna Brazile were leaking, the questions that were going to be asked to Hillary before the debates, that type of thing. Is that why she thinks he's a bad actor? I'm not really sure, so... but, so it's a little troubling, so... she doesn't believe, so she thinks this is a pretext for the Trump administration waging war on the First Amendment and journalists, but on the other hand, that she thinks Assange still needs to be held accountable for being a journalist. So she's kind of doing some weird like doublespeak. She's saying, you know, he needs to be held accountable for harming our national security. He's a bad actor. But then she's also saying this is Trump is waging war against, you know, journalism, and this is a you know, a threat to free speech. So you can't really have it both ways, Elizabeth Warren. So which is it? Does Assange, you know, does he deserve to not be persecuted for, you know, exposing, you know, the crimes and wrongdoings of our government by releasing this classified information, which journalists have always had the ability to do, or should he be persecuted for that? You can't really have it both ways. So which is it? So that's a little concerning. Her response, at least to me. What do you think about this whole issue and Elizabeth Warren's response to Julian Assange being indicted under the Espionage Act by the Trump administration, Department of Justice? Peace. Much love.